Okay, folks, this is Buggy Live, the English version, as always, with me, Ricardo. Today I'm alone, but I will be very short actually because I'm very proud to have with me a special guest, as you can see already by the title. Okay, without any further ado, please welcome the voice of football around the world regarding lives and videos, Jim Stevens.
Yeah.
Hi,
Ciao,
Jim.
Ricardo.
Ciao.
And hello to everyone watching in Italy and around the world.
Yes, I'm very pleased to and honored to have you here, first of all. And well, how are you now? Just the first, this is a simple question. How do you
Mhm.
feel?
Well, I feel good. It's been a great table soccer season here in the United States. And hello from Colorado. I'm in the mountains of Colorado.
Okay.
But now it's time to enjoy the holidays. And we had a nice holiday this week here in the USA, Thanksgiving, and
Ah.
then of course with Christmas coming. So I have a little bit of time off, although I will still be posting lots of videos to Inside Foods TV at YouTube.
Ah, okay, that's cool. So, by the way, happy Thanksgiving Day to all our
Thank you.
American friends and you as well, even though it's a bit late.
Yeah, that's
So,
okay.
okay, back to us. I introduced you, sorry, as the voice of the World Football videos, or at least the one we watch very frequently in YouTube. So, how did you become as so? If you can just tell us the
Yeah.
secret.
Well, when I was in school many years ago, I enjoyed commentating baseball and basketball and football and different games. And then after high school, I started to play table soccer, foosball here in the
Okay.
United States during a time when there was $1 million tour. There were many players playing for a lot of money on a very big tour. And so it was very
Oh, that's
exciting. And
cool.
I got interested in foosball and I became a pro foosball player here in the United States. Then later, maybe 15 years later, someone brought a camera and a microphone to a tournament, and I tried commentating using my skills from school in basketball to try it out for foosball, and everyone seemed to like it. And now, more than 25 years later, I'm still doing
Okay.
it in countries all around the world.
Well, yes, I mean, you were very talented because I can hear now, and I heard many times that your voice is very, I mean, smooth, kind of a velvet, you know? It can accompany very well the tournament.
Grazie,
Or
Ricardo.
yeah, no, I'm talking as I don't want to match, myself with you. I mean, I'm starting to be a kind of colleague, kind
Yes,
of. Yeah.
yes, you are. Well, I must say, you speak much better English than I speak Italian. Okay.
Thank you. Maybe one day we can
Yes,
try
of course.
to make an Italian. Okay, so speaking about you've been also a player, so you started being a football player. What was your What was or what is still your big achievement? What was and yeah, if you can tell us as a
Yeah,
player,
I
what?
was I was a good player. I was a pro player in the early 1980s, but I was not a great player. So my best finish was I finished third at a United States Open tournament. So I was third in the United States one year. But actually, my biggest accomplishment, I believe, was back in 2012 when I went to Taiwan in China and
Ah,
competed at the Fireball World Championships and was able to win the doubles World Championship with Tom Yor of the United States, and we had a great time. And that still is my biggest trophy, and I think my best
okay.
trophy.
Tom Yor is supposed to be the father of Tommy Yor that I
That's
had the
right.
chance to talk with him last week. I
You
think.
did. Oh, good.
Yeah. Very nice guy. We had just a quick chat about how he trained himself and so on.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, yeah, the football also gave you the opportunity, as far as I can understand, to travel the world. Then, I mean, you've been not only in America but also in Taiwan and where else? Where I
Well, I've
mean,
been Yeah, I've been all over Europe. I've probably been to Germany 40 times for tournaments, but I've also been to Italy two times
Oh, that's good.
in 2006 and 2007 up in St. Vincent for
Ah,
the
so,
ITSF World Championships. This was before or just around the time when the first World Cup happened. That was held in Hamburg. The World Championships were held in St. Vincent, and it was I had such a good time. I had a chance to see the country and meet the people, and also
yeah.
to see some Italian style foosball, which is very different and very exciting.
Yeah, that was supposed to be my next question. Talking about Italy, I'm curious to know from you that you kind of a guru, no, of football. I mean, you know a lot about history and about the international style, let's call. What do you think about our style? You know, if you like or if you feel it's too fast or what, up to you.
No, I love it. I love the idea of different tables. I love the idea of different styles. I remember in I think it was 2006 when I was in St. Vincent, there was
Okay.
also an Italian style tournament next door. And so I went over there and I walked in the room and it was beautiful. All the tables were lined up perfectly. And then I
Can
come
imagine.
back a little bit later and the tables were everywhere, but the players
Messed
were having
up.
so much fun, and it was so intense. And I really, really enjoyed it. I would love to commentate Italian style foosball someday.
Yeah, you have maybe to follow also the table, in
Yes,
order
that's
to.
true. That's true. A long microphone cord, you know,
Yeah, 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 or wireless. Yeah, it's
a
better.
wireless, of course.
Yeah, this is another maybe strange thing for those who come maybe from the international style to Italian style, because what I've noticed is that you have also the referee that put his two hands, yeah, in order to
Yes,
feel if he's shaking, because
uh-huh.
it's forbidden in the international style to
That's
shake
correct.
the. Yeah, yeah, you
That's
cannot
correct.
at all.
That's a jar. Yes, you cannot jar the table, which would be maybe a little bit different than Italian style. But you cannot jar it. The referee puts his hand right on the end of the table here to feel
Ah.
if there's any jarring, and so you have to be careful not to jar the ball. It is a very different style, but I think Italians can appreciate the international style, and I think international players can also appreciate what the Italians bring to the game because it's a very unique and very pure style of table soccer that I don't think we should change. I think it's perfect the way it is. If some Italian players want to be like Massimo Caruso or some
Yeah,
players
yeah.
like that want to be Italian or rather international players, they can do that also.
Yeah, we had also the chance a while ago to have a friendly chat like we have in me and you. Yes, I think we have some cool shots, maybe like I think the translation we call the whip is the
Mm-hmm.
deadliest, but I
Mm-hmm.
think you guys in the international style you call the slingshot, if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
wrong. Yeah, you just,
Mm-hmm. Very similar.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
you know what I mean, no?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes,
and oh,
yeah, and more and more, and I think when you have a fast style like the Italian style, some of
yeah.
the Americans, even Ryan Moore, has seen this and taken some of those moves and
Ah,
made them into his game, because I think we can all influence each other. You know, every style. Originally in Europe, everyone shot a pin shot, pin shot, pin shot in Northern Europe and in France, of course. But more and more, we see more pull shots. We see more international or American style passing and shooting as well. So all the different styles can kind of all come together and influence each other, which I think is a great thing.
yeah, yeah. Always, I mean, evolving is a good thing. We can
Yep.
learn, yeah, as you said, from each other. And okay, speaking about just a little bit of the past, because you had the
Hmm.
chance to play and to live the famous golden age
Yep.
in America, because I think America was the first that promoted this game as a sport, making
Hmm.
tournament and something like that. I mean, what are your best memories? Maybe also the best player you think it was at the time. Just tell us about this golden age. We are all curious.
Yeah, there were tournaments around the United States every 2 weeks, and there would be a world championship that was worth $250,000 in 1977,
Oh
which
my
in
God.
1977 that's $3 or $4 million now. And there were
Ooh.
tournaments every 2 weeks, and they were very professional. The players all dressed like golf pros, with their collars and their
Yeah,
names on
yeah,
their
yeah.
shirts, very professional. And everyone wanted to win. They were studying the other players, they were practicing their games because this was their living. This is how they made money. And many of them made more than $100,000 playing foosball in a year. And
Really?
so it was a very professional, very exciting, very intense time with a lot of players. I was very young. I was still an amateur player, but I got
Okay.
to see all the greatest players of that era, of that time, the golden era of table soccer in the United States. So I feel privileged to have at least seen it a little bit during the late 70s, and then have seen it evolve and become the international sport that it is today.
Okay, so which one is your best player, even for now, I mean, or ever been? Sorry, for my English.
Well, of course, Todd Lafredo, whose maybe grandfather was from Italy. He is probably the greatest American player ever. In 1977, when he was 17 years old, he won the World Championships.
Okay.
He has won 35 World Championships since then, including as recently as 2012. So that time in between, 35 years from his first World Championship to his most recent World Championship, I don't think there's a player in any sport who can say that. So Todd
Okay.
Lafredo, because of how long he's been playing and the great success that he's had, is probably the greatest American player of all time. But right now, Tony Spredeman, who is
Okay.
dominating the American tour, would be considered maybe the greatest current player, and maybe someday even surpass Todd Lafredo as the greatest American player ever.
So I wish one day we can have the chance and the honor also to talk with them, especially with Todd Lofredo, which
Yeah.
supposed to be kind of Italian, yeah, Italian American, and but yeah, it would be great. So, what do you think about our player? I mean, the European player, especially Collignon, because I think it was one of the best, has been one of the best, no? He introduces a kind of different pull shot or stuff like that.
Yeah, Frederic Collignon is the greatest table soccer player in history. I think
Oh,
everyone who knows foosball would think this. He's won world championships on
wow.
15 different types of tables. He's won more than 20 world championships here in the United States on Tornado, which is a very difficult player table for a European to play on oftentimes because of the difference in style. It's not a table that most players can do the front pin series on, where they
Yeah,
pin
yeah.
it and dance with it, and he goes here or he goes here. It's difficult to do. No other player really has had success shooting the pin shot on the tornado table. But Frederic Collignon, everywhere he has gone, every tour he has played, every table has been the best player. And so for me, he is the greatest player to ever play the game, and I'm not sure anyone is ever going to pass him. His record of more than probably 100 world championships and
Uh,
maybe thousands of other titles, he is the greatest.
so Todd Lofredo, Spreadman, and Collignon, they're all the first places. I mean,
I
nowadays
think
talking.
I think yes. When you're talking about the greatest American players, now of course Frederic Collignon and Todd Lafredo were
Yeah.
partners. They played together and won 15 world championships together as a
Yeah.
team, with Collignon being the forward and Todd Lafredo being the goalie. And they are, to me, also the greatest team that has ever played international table soccer. So
Oh.
Todd Lafredo, not only the great forward here in America, but also a great goalie later in his career, and partners with Frederic Collignon.
Wow, it would be good maybe to watch a video or the next, I don't know, tournament they will be playing, they will be joining.
They have not played together now in about 7 years.
Oh,
So
okay, so
we hope that they play again. Maybe Fred will come back to the United States to play someday. We hope so. But you can also go and you can watch them at Inside
yeah,
Foods TV. There are videos there of them
I will
as
for
well.
sure
So
because I think
mhm,
it's also enjoyable to see them at this high level. I mean,
yeah, the
yeah,
two smartest players ever, Collignon and Lafredo, just geniuses, foosball geniuses on the table,
yeah,
just so brilliant. But I think you can say that about many of the greatest players. Tony Spreiterman also, Billy Pappas. Do you know that name?
yeah. I saw it. I
Yeah,
saw him
yeah.
in action.
Yes, he's an amazing player, and so these players are geniuses, on the table. they're like chess players, genius chess players, but playing this high-speed chess game.
Yeah, that's why they're where they are. Otherwise, it
Yeah,
wouldn't be like this
that's right.
because they're just a few in a million. No, we would
Yeah,
say,
that's right.
yeah. So, what was speaking about the rules? What was your favorite position in the football? Your rule?
What's my the
Yeah,
rules?
yeah. No,
What do you mean?
role. Sorry, I mean, were you a
My
goalie or a
biggest
striker?
No, I was a striker, a forward for most of my career. But then I have started to play more goalie because I'm older and I like to play with a good young striker, good young forward.
Okay.
But you can actually see me play also on my YouTube channel. I
Ah,
actually
okay.
played in a championship match. I was playing goalie, and then I later went back and I commentated the match. So I am commentating my own match of playing. So go to YouTube, my YouTube channel,
Okay.
Inside Foods TV. It's also there.
Yeah, I will. I will. I
Yeah.
recommend also to whoever is watching us to go and see and watch InsideFoods.tv as the name.
Inside Foods TV at
Inside.
YouTube. Just Inside
Ah,
Foods TV.
okay. Inside Foods TV. Okay, I will.
Yep.
Yeah. The last question about this is something maybe not many people know about style. I'm talking.
Hmm.
Did you know that in a part of Spain, where recently they have also hosted the World Championship,
Hmm.
they also play a bit different with a
They
different,
do.
totally table. What do you
Hmm.
think about
Yeah.
that? With
It's
they call two
we
legs.
call it. It's called two legs. That's
Yeah,
right. And
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
actually I had a chance to go and play on one of the evenings when I was in Murcia, Spain, for the World Cup. I went to a local tavern and they had eight two-leg tables, and so we played a little bit, and it was very difficult because it
I know.
also it also slopes down like this in the
Yeah,
middle,
yeah.
so
You can never
everything
stop.
rolls. Yeah, and so it was fun. It was interesting, and the guys and I did have a chance to commentate this, but some of those
Oh.
players were amazing on this table. They were so good with their control, and it was really fun to watch. And again, a different style, but a lot of fun and very competitive.
Yeah, but the problem is that I think so far cannot be implemented in the ITSF due to the nature of the football table because the
Yes.
rods are kind of inverted. I noticed.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I think the five man is in where the striker position,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
three
yeah.
man is in the midfield. Yes,
It's a
it's
bit
very different.
odd.
But it was fun to go to Spain and see what they're
Yeah.
doing in Spain and how they approach this, and it was really interesting and more of an education for me. I'm always looking to learn something new about table soccer, and it's not hard to do. There's so much to learn, and
Yeah.
so that was a great experience.
Yes. So, okay, before I leave you, because I know you will be, maybe you have plenty of, duties and stuff like that. So that's why I thank you for the time you gave us. Is it possible to see you in action with a shot? Uh, because I see beside you the table, the
I
famous
do.
tornado.
It's a tornado table. Let me
Yeah.
see if I can. Let me adjust the camera. Pardon me
Yeah,
for a
yeah, no,
minute,
no, no problem,
and
no
we'll see.
problem. Yeah, yeah. In the meanwhile, I just explain that we're having a friendly chat with Jim Steven now. He is preparing the table to show us some of his tricks that normally you would not see here in Italy because of the table and because of the different play style. So,
Can, can,
okay.
can you see? Can you see it? Okay.
Yes,
Over
yes,
there.
yes, we can see
All
it.
right.
Okay,
The
back.
difference. One of the big differences, of course, is that it is more of a game of control, and you are allowed to touch more than one man on each rod. So a lot of it is, here
Oh, good control.
and then passing. This is the shot that I've always used. It's called a push kick.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
And so
Teach
the,
us.
the the American style, the international style, is to set the ball up, and you can see
Wow.
that one was close, not quite.
Okay. So this
But
is
you
one
sit
of your
here,
favorite.
right? So I can shoot to this corner. I can do a little short. I can hit down the middle.
Wow.
Well, we should have warmed up before we did this, but
Yeah, but
you can see
you,
I'm
yeah, you play
I'm
fast
taking the ball.
anyway.
Here's that nice sound.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Wow, very
See,
fast. We need the,
so not as fast as the Italian players, perhaps.
but as long as the shot, the
Mhm.
strike is fast, that's the
Mhm.
main goal, no? Yeah,
Yes, oh, that's true. Actually, the most important thing, and the thing that I think the Americans in the 1970s brought to table soccer, was the mathematics of it, the different options. From one position, you can hit it to 5 or 10 different places. So the
okay.
defender does not know if you're going to go short, if you're going to go long, if you're going to go middle. So he has to think the chess game with you and maybe
Yeah,
even
yeah,
show it to you and take it away. And that's kind of what the American style originally was. And more we've seen that
yeah,
absorbed into the international style as well. About options, you take different amounts of time before you shoot, sometimes 3 seconds, sometimes 8 seconds, and you hit it to different places in the goal. And that's kind of the approach, the mathematic approach, the chess game approach that I think the Americans originally brought to table soccer, and now more and more players around the world are using that style.
okay. Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
made me think, by the way, about this topic that I saw
Uh-huh.
a while ago on YouTube. I think there was a kit to learn how to play. You have kind
Mm-hmm.
of wall with holes. Have you
Mm-hmm.
ever seen that? It was for Tornado. It's a kit.
It was.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Yeah,
kind of fun.
that's Ezekiel Cervantes. I think it's Unreal Foods on YouTube. You should
Ah,
visit.
okay.
There are hundreds of tutorials and educational videos on all the different things you can do on a tornado table. He's a very good coach and he's a very good friend, and it's a very good channel. So if anyone wants to learn how to play tornado foosball, go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Unreal Foods. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the chance when I was I think in California, the first time I saw a tornado.
Hmm.
It result just a little bit, maybe heavier the rods,
Hmm.
compared to our,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
it's playable. I mean, because I
Yeah.
can still do my tricks, our tricks,
Hmm.
Italian tricks. So it was funny because, as you know, we don't use the ramps, but still
Hmm.
we can bounce the ball. It may
Yeah.
be due to the nature of the ball, to the texture is a little bit. How
Hmm.
can I explain, gummy or what? Because
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
maybe.
That's right.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought that.
Yeah, it is. That's it. The texture of the ball, the surface texture, the way the ball comes off the walls, the level above the playing field that the foot is. It's different on all the different tables, and this is something that also, and that's what makes these multi-table international players so amazing. Is the
Yeah,
tables are very different. A Bonzini to a Roberto Sport to a Tornado, all
yeah.
very different. But these players are able
Mm-hmm.
to immediately go from one table to the next table and still
Learn.
play at a very high level. It's
Yeah.
it's amazing, and it's very difficult to do.
Because they train themselves a lot of time. Maybe
Yeah.
they have also, like the other guy I interview is an Italian. Yeah, I think Michele Nasti.
Hmm.
He
Oh yeah.
when we had the opportunity to interview him, to chat with him,
Hmm.
let's say behind him, we could spot 2 or 3 tables, different tables, Italian,
Yes.
American. So also, okay, of
Yeah.
course they have the kind of genius as you define them, but
Yes.
also they
That's
they
right.
train, every
They
time.
do train. That's right.
Yeah.
They do. They
So
train, and there are clubs that have every kind of table
yeah.
where you can go and you can train on each one. And for the American team, it's been good. They've won 6 of the 10 World Cups, so the Americans have been able to adapt and become very good multi-table players.
Yeah, we learn a lot from American as well about this sport and
Mhm.
other sport because the thing I like about Americans, especially in sport, when they believe in something, they put the maximum effort
Yeah,
ever. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's true.
Yeah, this is
It's true.
something.
And yeah, but this is true. But it's also, of course, the greatest player of all time is from Belgium. And so you never know where someone will come from, and become the greatest.
Yes, but because also maybe he implemented and he improved playing a lot in America also.
Well, that's what happened. That's right. He would not
Yeah.
have been the great player he is if he had not teamed up with Todd Lafredo, who was a Zen foosball master,
Yeah.
and he taught Federico so much how to play and the inside, the mental game. And if you ask Fred who had the most influence on him, he will tell
Yes.
you Todd Lafredo. If you ask Fred who the greatest player of all time is, he will say Todd Lafredo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially
So
for the achievement. I mean,
that's right.
yeah. So okay, Jim, I think I grabbed lots of your time, so now we are at the end, let's say, of this
Mhm.
beautiful conversation that I had with you. So I want to, yeah, before we leave, I want to remind all the people that are watching us that can watch videos about you and about professional football at Inside Foos TV, right?
That's right. That's right. And there's also a movie
Ah,
called Foosballers. Have you seen this? There's a new movie that was produced in Hollywood, a documentary that follows Tony Spredeman and Ryan Moore and Todd Lafredo and other great American players back to their homes. It also talks about the history of the sport here in America. I had a chance to see it 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was great, and it will be released internationally here in the next few months. So
oh,
keep an eye open for that as well, because it will really educate you on American table soccer, even more
oh,
than I can.
no, no, for sure, because I didn't know about this, and I'm very honored and proud to to have the this preview, you know.
Yeah, right.
So,
Foosballers. Yeah.
Footballers, okay, was produced
Mhm.
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. Okay, so
Mhm.
Jim,
Yeah.
I don't know how to thank you really for being with me, being with Buggy Live, because we're just growing. You know, we're trying to grow
Yeah.
as fast as we know. We appreciate your time that you spend with us. Hope to talk to you again soon, maybe in another
Yes.
occasion, because yeah, we are here to how you say, to make it this part, you know, great again. So we can
Mhm.
do also with your help and other people like you that love
Right.
this sport.
That's good. And
So
I'd love to be with you again. Maybe next year we can find a time and we'll give you a report from America on
anytime,
what's happening next year.
yeah,
Maybe early in the year. So,
for sure, anytime we keep in touch.
all right.
Okay, I thank you again, and now
Grazie, Ricardo. Thank you. Thank you so
yeah,
much. And thanks to everybody out there watching. Great job,
yeah,
my friend. And
if you want to
I
say
look
to
forward to
something to
speaking again.
our Italian friend, okay.
Yeah. Thank
Speak
you.
to you soon. Thank you,
All right.
Jim.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Nice to have talked to you.
You too.
Bye for now.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Okay, so we're back to Buggy Live. So I cannot explain how happy am I to have the chance to talk with a guru, because this guy is a guru of football, and to had the information that he gave me, and I will be translated in Italian with the next video for those who cannot understand English, but for those who can, that that's that's good. They can already understand what I talked about. Yes, that was good. That was really how you say, I learned. Let's say I learned a lot about this. Um, the live now stops here because it's quite late night, and Buggy Live, Ricardo, and the staff. Thanks everyone who is watching and who will be watching in the future days live. That will become a video posted in our wall in Buggy Live, Buggy Club page. And speak to you soon, guys, with some news and other interviews, because as I said, we all want this sport to become great again, and we can do with the media and with the help of people around the world, whether they're in Asia, Africa, or Europe, America. Whoever want to join a conversation with us is more than welcome. So again, if you have tournaments, if you want to send us video, we can broadcast for you. We can do documents your stuff, your achievement, even have a conversation, because I don't want to call it an interview. It's just a friendly conversation. And we're here for you, for footballer. So from Ricardo and Buggy Live, I say good night and see you next time. Bye, everyone.